And so for the lightning talks, we have our last presenters, Allison Williams and Brianne Austin, presenting a scandalous fun time, how celebrity background checks can instruct, amuse, and create engaging IL instruction.
Thank you, everybody. I am recovering from COVID, so please excuse my voice. um, so, thank you for joining us today for our lightning talk, Scandalous Fun Time, how celebrity background checks can instruct, amuse, and create engaging IL instruction. My name is Brianne Austin, and I'm here with my colleague, Allison Williams. We're from CSU Channel Islands in Camarillo, California. We're going to put a link to our slides as well as our lesson plan in the chat, but let's go right ahead. I'm going to pass it over to Allison, and she's going to introduce you to the exercise. Allison, you're muted, sorry.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Oh, and now I'm not starting. That. All right, so the premise is for the scandalous celebrity background check that the library is hiring and the students are acting as our hiring committee. They need to do a background check for our applicants. Am I still sharing my screen?
No.
No, I apologize for that. I accidentally unshared your thing. I'm so sorry.
No problem. There we go. So the students need to do a background check on the applicants and find out if there is a scandal connected to them that might embarrass us. So a walkthrough of this lesson is we start the class off with a brief overview of how to find search terms and how to search in the library catalog. Then the class is broken up into groups and each group is assigned an applicant. They first go into Wikipedia and find out some basic background information about their applicant. Then they go into Google and find out what scandal is connected to their celebrity applicant. And then they're going to take those search terms they found in Wikipedia and Google and go into the library catalog and find a newspaper or magazine article about this scandal. Throughout all of this, they're filling out a survey that's letting us know what search terms they're using and where they're searching. At the end of class, each group will present who their applicant was, what the scandal is, and whether or not they would recommend hiring them. And we like to debate them. Whatever decision they make, we give them a little pushback to get some more engagement and get them really thinking about their decision. One of the students' favorite applicants that we have is Martha Stewart. And they are very split on whether or not they would recommend hiring her. Some students say, no, you can't trust her and you need to trust your librarians. Other students say, yeah, she's going to make us brownies and we're going to hang out with Snoop Dogg. And others say, yes, she's great at PR and is going to bring in funding to the library. So now the learning objectives for this lesson are understanding how to craft an effective search strategy, understanding how to use Wikipedia and Google to find search terms, and demonstrating how to search the library catalog. So now I will hand it back over to Brianne.
So here are some things we learned along the way that might help you with this exercise if you decide to use it. The first is not to pick triggering scandals. So we avoided sexual assault, domestic violence, child abuse, racism, transphobia. Students don't need to be triggered to complete the learning objectives, but also you don't want to banter a hiring decision involving a problematic scandal. Additionally, we learned not to include celebrities with sex scandals because students were incredibly uncomfortable presenting on them. Even if we chose an applicant with numerous scandals, they would pick the sex scandal and then be uncomfortable. So just stay away from those. We also noticed students had some favorites, like Allison mentioned, Martha Stewart's always a hit, but they really like unknown murder scandals. So Delia Owens, Ann Perry, very popular. If you don't know Ann Perry's scandal, we do recommend a Google. It's wild. Students also really liked very topical scandals. So for example, Shakira was an applicant the week her music video for the song El Jefe dropped, and the music video featured her nanny who had told her that her partner was cheating on her, and she was also getting a percentage of the royalties for life on the song. So it was all over the news cycle. But a semester later, when she wasn't in the news cycle, she wasn't as popular as an applicant. We also had to accept that we might not be as cool to 18-year-olds as we thought. An obvious choice for this exercise as a library was Robin Thicke, because of the lawsuit with Marvin Gaye's family, and over the use of Marvin Gaye's sampling for blurred lines. However, our students didn't know who Robin Thicke was. They'd know his song because it came out when most of them were 7 years old. So we quickly stopped using him. But most importantly, it's to have fun. So interaction and laughter are critical parts of the success of this exercise. It's talking with students, it's bantering with them, it's debating them. We want students to learn, but the biggest objective, honestly, is to get them to come back and be comfortable with a librarian. So let's go ahead and look at how you can adapt this exercise. One of the benefits here is that it is incredibly flexible. So you can adapt it in numerous ways. We've been using this in a flipped classroom one-shot setting. So students would watch a quick video before class on how to find search terms and search the library catalog. And then in class, we would really focus on engaging them with this exercise. However, we've also used this for high school visits to get students engaged and comfortable in a college library setting. This fall, we're going to offer it as an open workshop, and we're trying to adapt it to a micro learning game for a tabling event at a library orientation during our welcome week as well. You can also just change the applicants up to fit like a specific theme. So you can narrow it to academic scandals in a specific major, and then focus on X falsifying data, plagiarism, authority as constructed. If it's a business or management course, you could have students decide if they should partner with a scandalous business, looking at it from a public relations perspective. You could also ask students how they would feel about a specific author or celebrity speaking at their graduation. Would they protest? Would they be upset? Or if someone was receiving an honorary degree. So we're going to move ahead, and I'm going to bring it back to Allison to wrap this up.
So in conclusion, make it fun. There are so many benefits to including fun in any lesson that you're doing. Some of the benefits for the students are it's going to increase their engagement, it's going to increase their information retention, it's going to help reduce stress and anxiety, and it will create a sense of bonding with their fellow classmates and with you as a librarian. This is going to also increase faculty collaboration. They're going to see their students having fun and want to bring them back for more. And all of this is going to encourage everyone to come back and keep using the library. And finally, we just want to know you're not alone. Don't try to do all of this from scratch. We have shared the lesson plans in the chat, and there are tons of fun and engaging lesson plans you can find online and adapt for your library. Some of the best advice we got was don't let perfection get in the way of getting something done. Thank you all so much, and we will now open it up to questions.
Thank you so much, Allison and Brianne. That was wonderful. People were saying, what a fun lesson, amazing, obsessed, right? So there was one question that came in as your presentation. Did they know who Marvin Gaye was?
They didn't say they did, and I didn't want to ask and then be very upset. They didn't. I was surprised they didn't know. I mean, I wasn't surprised they might not have known about the lawsuit, but like blurred lines was everywhere for a while. But then I did the math and they were 7 when it came out. But no, didn't seem to know who Marvin Gaye was either.
So questions are rolling in, but I'll try to go in the order that they came in. Do you have a list of potential celebrities that are quote unquote safe to use with students?
We do. So in the lesson plan, we did just put like a brief bullet point list of ones we've been using, but I will warn you to be careful because I'm not sure if it was included on that list, but we had Prince Harry. And then a high school class come in, and the very first thing that came up when you put Prince Harry in Scandal now is the Puff Daddy trials and parties with underage children. And it is saying he wasn't involved, but also that was the headline. And I probably will take Prince Harry off the list for a little while. So check the news, see if they've done something recently.
Thank you for that. And then are any ideas for how to adapt it for grad students?
Yeah, and I actually got this. I want to give a shout out to some people at LOX. They had some really good ideas. It was like the business ones to put it into falsifying data. So we did have a photo of the president of Stanford up there, but to really, and part of it would be like, maybe you could say, hey, do we have this person in our library catalog? So it's not, a lot of times people say, here, just look at a peer reviewed article, but we have articles by people who have had papers retracted. And it's really, I think, a good idea to have students think about what does peer reviewed mean and who do we give authority to. I think a big emphasis for grad students, in my opinion, would be authority as constructed, and really going into that and consequences for plagiarism.
Well, thank you so much for answering our Q&A. There was still more, so if people have questions for Alice and Brianne, I'm sure you can reach out to them. That concludes our lightning talk. So thank you to all our presenters. It was wonderful getting to learn your projects and your great ideas. And we'll move over to our general Q&A. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Amazing presentations. Does anybody have any questions? You can put them in the chat still. We'll be doing a Q&A for about a couple of minutes, for about 15 minutes. We can also do anything inside the chat or in the Google document. Yes, and please fill out, we've put it in the chat. Please fill out our Google form. We are offering some prizes. We have some wonderful prizes, some knit items, some crocheted items, and then also some gift cards. So please give us some feedback about this conference. We really, really appreciate any feedback that you may have. I see one, and I'm not sure if we've done this, but how did you teach students to evaluate gossip sites or gossip adjacent sites on Google? That's for our most recent presenters.
Hold on. Sorry. So I mentioned is we haven't been using it. Is this for the gossip celebrity question?
Yes,
Sorry.
it is.
So we went back and forth, and so right now we're mostly doing it for like our entry-level intro to English freshman classes. So we are focusing on just how to use Wikipedia to find search terms and not as your research, and then to bring them into library catalog. But we have thought about adapting it to having them actually find a scandal website and to use SIFT to find out if it's credible. That would be kind of a different exercise, but I think that's one of the benefits of this is you can make it whatever you want. But I do think kind of incorporating the SIFT method would go really seamlessly into this exercise. I think you could also use it for TikTok. I know one of the poster presentations is also doing TikTok as well. I think TikTok would be a really fun way to do this.
That would be an interesting, I'd like to see that. Anybody else have a question for our presenters? I love it how somebody put Justin Timberlake. I think that would be awesome.
I hadn't thought of him. He will be added.
Yeah. We'll be changing that link. It looks like the survey we sent up went to the editing version. So we'll just give you the one. We'll change it a little bit. Any questions? Any questions for our poster presenters? Any questions for Carrie or Ed? They're still here. Or Emily? Any comments on any of the presentations or posters?
Natalie, I think there was one question that might have been missed for our last presenters. Do you think it would be too triggering to do a similar event for background checks of candidates and causes for political candidates?
I think any of those, anything could be, and I think it just depends on the context. So I mean, like if you're doing this for a history class and the history class is focusing on racism in the 20th century, yeah, put triggering scandals in there. The students know what they're coming into, and I think that's the big issue. So like if it fits the theme of the class or what you want them to learn, I don't think it's a problem if it's triggering. My issue is as long as the students know what they're coming into. I don't want it to be like, hey, we're doing a fun celebrity scandal, and then like, here's rape. Like that's not what we wanted to do. I mean, anything has the opportunity to be triggering. I think a big thing for us was, for what we wanted to do, it didn't need to be there, especially because we banter the hiring decision. So there are some things you don't want to be a devil's advocate on that wouldn't be appropriate. But if you announce to students ahead of class, if it is something that matches a specific assignment, I don't think that's as big of an issue as long as people are aware of what's going on. But I would value feedback on that as well from people.
And it looks like we have that URL. Thank you so much for your answer. And then Peggy just asked, when will today's presentations be available online? We generally try to do it between 3 to 4 weeks. I know some people are taking some time off, so we're hoping to have it available on the Lilly website within a month. Sometimes we surprise ourselves and we get it within less time, and then we will share out the recording links to the people who've signed up for the recordings. So as we noticed, we did stop during our 30-minute break. And so we had a really good chat, conversation chat and regular conversation. We had some good questions. Unfortunately, since it was not recorded, it didn't capture us talking, but I believe from what I've seen on Zoom that it did record the chat. So if there's notes on chat that you're interested in, I'm hoping to send that out as soon as possible. So yes, please feel free to fill out that form and give us your feedback. And we really appreciate you guys spending your time here, and the presenters were amazing. This was such a great topic, so it's really, really great to see all the information that everybody is coming, coming against. So yeah, so it's 2:07, and if people do not have another question or have any comments or anything like that, maybe we'll just close it out early and say yes, you guys, you will not get the recordings, but they will be somebody just asked right now, you'll not be getting the recordings, but it will be alive on Lily's LibGuide within about a month. So we're hoping within a month. Okay. Any other questions or comments? I'm really hoping we get to save that chat when we stopped recording, so I really, really hope so. But thank you again for your phenomenal questions and your amazing presentation. So we wish you well, and we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow for tomorrow's second part. All right. Have a wonderful day, and don't forget to fill out the form. Again, great prizes. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Happy Thursday.
Thank you so much. It was really outstanding. And
Thank you, Marcia. Thank you for your comments too. Thank you for your questions.
thank you, that yoga exercise, and you've done so much for us, Natalie. Thank you a lot. Have a great day. Bye.
You too. For us volunteers, do we want to stay on a little bit, or do we want to just sign off?
Maybe stop recording real quick.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea too. Thank you.